photographs that had been unpublished, and I said I'd try to do something myself. And first of all, when we were doing the football book, I think and I'm not being modest, but I think I had done about 98% of the work, and I got cold feet. And I asked John Munro in Cleardoshi, I said, will he come in and finish it? So I said after that, I said, I said, why didn't you do something yourself? So I decided to do something, and I don't know after I camera. And at that time, Brian McMahon, not so I remember I was very excited, and I was waiting for the book to come down from Naas, and I was talking to him in the street one day, and he said to me, Vincent, he said, the joy and euphoria you get from publishing a book is the nearest any man can get to having a baby. So that was 89, and I waited until 2012 to have another baby. And of course we had great joy earlier, the 16th of November, when our youngest daughter Karen had her twins. So I think we had a lot of births this year. I would like to thank, I had the original idea in 1991. I was passing down to Church Street, and I was passing Holly and Dolly sets. And Paddy Holland, they were cleaning out the house, Paddy and Dolly's, and they had a skip outside the door, and I just happened to look. It was a lovely Friday evening, and I hadn't looked at this skip. There was a load of timber and refuse in the house, but up on top of the timber were two little ledgers, and whoever was drawing out the stuff to the skip, they were just going to cover these up, and I said, what are you doing that? They said, down to the dump. So I said, do you mind? They said, should I take those? Oh, take them away. And they turned out to be two ledgers from the railway, going back to 1890 something. And I've given them to the Lapteague, actually, one of them to the Lapteague, to Malcolm Griffith. But inside in the ledgers there were three or four billheads. One is a publican's licence from the Jane Enright, who was an aunt of Polly and Dolly Sachs. And the second one was a receipt from the weights and measures of the RIC. And the third was from a bakery and grocery in the square of Patrick Kirby's. So I was looking at these and I said, by God, I said, it could be a nice way to record history if you could get more of it. But I asked several shopkeepers, and I got the same response in most shops. We had a load of those, but they were all too low to this. One day, Jack Flavin, from Mayor Flavin's brother in Church Street, came up to the house to me, and he said, I have a couple of bags of stuff above. He said, you might want it. And I went up and I got 2 plastic bags of letterheads. Now, these would be going back to the 1921-22. The reason being, Flavin's would have been a real vault of very important stuff if the place hadn't been burned down in 1920 or 21. So I got stuff from 1921 on, and you can see it there. And there is one very interesting letter there in the in Flavin's. It's from a friend of it's Carelessness Avenue in Blackrock County, Dublin, and it's a letter from Anshaw, who, for people as old as me, would remember there was a book in school when we were young called Jimmy and Mara High, and he was a man who wrote he wrote on Jimmy and Mara High on Shortly. I was buying by Flavin's the stuff I got from Flavin's, and Liam Flaherty, the great Liam Flaherty, stalwart halfback from the good Kerry team in the 1990s, came up to me one night. I was having a pint in Christie's, and he came up nearly under my ear, and he said, come here, he said, you gather all stuff, our letterheads of the valuable. And I said, what kind? He said, we bought a farm in outside Ballygunnan. And he said, I got some letterheads inside an old biscuit tin. And I said, well, Liam, I tell you the truth. I said, they're only valuable if you can use them, if you can put them to some use. So he looked at me and he said, you could have them so. So next day, I went out to flat, they were eating their dinner. And I said, where are they? And he said, they're outside in the biscuit tin outside the door. So I was lucky, I had to fight with the dog. So I got the letterheads, but they were the most beautiful coloured letterheads. They were of shell, and they were from Gallivan's, Willie Gallivan's in William Street. They were very colourful. They're included in the book. The next lot I got from down at Mahoney of Jumbos. I was passing one day in the back way and I said to him, you ever come across any old stuff when you were doing up the premises? And he said, no. And I was just walking away and said, hold on a minute to see, there are some billheads inside. And he said, at least they're outside in the carriage where he lives. So he dropped them into my house about a week later. And when I came home, Kathleen said, will you stop drawing that old stuff around the house? Anyway, look, and it was a treasure. These were going back to the 1860s, and it was from a very little known steam ferry that was in Carver. Now, I had a photograph, but now I had a billhead to go with it. And there were other billheads too, and they belonged to a woman called the Widow Buckley. Now, the Widow Buckley subsequently became Mrs. Gleason. And the Gleasons were a well-known family here in the Stole, above where Jumbos is now. And I said to him, where did you get them? He said they were above in a little cubby hole in the wall above the attic. And a couple of weeks later, I think that Lord the Merchant saw Dan Sweeney was being buried, and I was walking up the street with Alice Gleason, Alice O'Connell from Woodford. And I was chatting to her, and she was asking me was I doing anything. And I said, you know, I said, I have old letterheads. And I said, that came out of your house. And she said, where? And I said, I think they came out of an old cubby hole up in the attic. And she said, my mother told us never go there because there were rats in there. So I got them anyway. But the last collection, I happen to go back to people will know who I'm talking about. Jonathan Hadley. He lived above in where Raymond's were in Drummond. And Jonathan Hadley, I'd be kind in saying he was a bit of an eccentric. But he was, if he liked you, he liked you. But if he disliked you, he hated you. But anyway, he happened to like me anyway. And I went back to I called back one Christmas to visit him in hospital and took him back to Dr. Sherry. And he asked me was I doing anything. And I said, you know, I'm collecting all letterheads. And he said to me, there's a lot of doors up in the attic in Drummond House. So I said, can I have a look at them? He said, you can have them. So I said, are you sure? Well, he said, if I think of it when Kit comes up again, or Kit was the housekeeper from Ballyhaggai, Kit Kieran. If I think of it, I'll tell them to get them for you. So before I left, I said, are you sure I can have them? And he said, yes. And I went straight up to Kit and I said, Hadley told me I can have the letterheads. The next day I went up anyway, his son, Finook were playing my band in the championship on the Sunday, and after the match, I went up and the light was turned off, there was no electricity, so we took 2 flashlights and we went up to the attic and we got 3 fertilizer bags full of little pieces of paper. So these were treasures. Now I spent 3 years on my hands and knees going through them street by street. And one little story, the non-restored ones, which I didn't want at the time, I gave them to Freddie Chute because he might get some ideas for his songwriting. And to my dismay and to Freddie's dismay, when they sold the house above, Freddie had forgotten about the bag of letterheads outside in the shed, and when he went back to get them, they had been duped. So that was the sad thing about it. But anyway, sometime later, the Jean Moriarty Memorial Race was on over in Willow Street, and a man came down the street. It had started to rain, and he was just getting into his car outside my house, Park Kennedy. So we were chatting, and I said, we're coming in for a cup of tea. So he came into the house, and we were chatting, and like that he said to me, we won't do anything. So I said, look, I've been collecting all letterheads. And he said, can I have a look at him? And I showed him to him. And he said, they're very interested. There could be a book on that. So he said to me, next time you will restore Orange for me, Colleen. So I called it. I happened to be in Tralee several times. I didn't call in. But one day, Kathleen and myself were walking down from Dunstores, down to the main street, and we were passing, and the old partner came out of the shop, and he saw me, and he says, come on, says he, come over. And he took me upstairs anyway, up the little spiral staircase, and up to the library, and he said, hold on there a minute, and I sat down, and he took out a book, he found it, and it was a book on American letterheads, essentially of art and design. American letterheads, art and design. And he said, take that now, look at it, use it as a template, and he said, do a better book. And I'd spoken to the man that designed that book, and I told him when I was doing. And I said, I boasted him, and I said, I think I've done a better book than you, because I know about the people. You only spoke about letterheads. But anyway, before I finish, I would like to thank the printers, who I think done an excellent job, Graphene Prints, in there outside there in Northern Spain. I didn't have to speak Spanish. Their agent is Hugh Stanton. He lives down in Limerick, and he's now living in the store. I would like to pay tribute to a man who I became a great friend of, Cathal Curtin from Killarney. The man, he had bright idea, graphic art design, he's excellent. If anyone wants to do a job, any job like that, I recommend him.